This is the StartOS documentation series. In this video, we're going to talk about CGNAT. NAT, or Network Address Translation, is what lets every device on your network share one IP address. Normally, your ISP hands your router a public IP. Your router then hands out private IPs to every device on your network. And port forwarding is the rule that says when a connection comes in on this port, send it to this device. CGNAT changes that. IPv4 addresses are running out and they're expensive. So instead of giving each customer their own public IP, ISPs put a bunch of customers behind a single shared one. That's called carrier-grade NAT, and your traffic now gets translated twice, once at your home router and again at the ISP's equipment. Double NAT. Here's why that's a problem. When someone tries to connect in from the internet, the packet arrives at the ISP's CGNAT device. That device has no idea you wanted a port forwarded, so the packet gets dropped. It never reaches your router. And because you don't control that equipment, you cannot fix it from your end. CGNAT is common on satellite internet like Starlink, cellular home internet like T-Mobile or Verizon, and some fiber providers in regions that are running low on IPv4 addresses. To check if you're behind CGNAT, go into your router settings and find your WAN IP address. Then you can compare that to what shows up when you search whatismyip.com. If they don't match, you're probably behind CGNAT. The other dead giveaway is that WAN IP address starts with 100.64 through 100.127. Here's what CGNAT means for StartOS specifically. Your router gateway can't be used for anything that needs inbound connections from the internet. So clearnet hosting, public IP access, and inbound VPNs are all blocked. LAN access still works. That never touches your ISP. Outbound connections still work too, so your server can sync and reach the internet just fine. Tor also works, but with some trade-offs. Tor doesn't need inbound on your router. It builds its own connection out and listens through that. So you can run a Bitcoin node over Tor behind CGNAT and actually serve peers. The downside is speed. Blocks are going to arrive later, hosted services load slower for visitors, and Lightning over Tor has fewer peers and worse routing than clearnet. So the question isn't, can I self-host? It's how do I accept inbound clearnet connections when my ISP won't let me? The fix for everything CGNAT blocks is StartTunnel. StartTunnel is a virtual private router that runs on a VPS, which is a cheap cloud computer with a real public IP address. Your server connects outbound to the VPS, and the VPS accepts inbound connections on your behalf and forwards them back to you. CGNAT is completely bypassed. With a StartTunnel gateway, you get full clearnet hosting, public IP access, and inbound VPN, regardless of your ISP. This is the separate video on setting one of those up. One more thing worth knowing. Some ISPs will let you opt out of CGNAT if you ask, sometimes for a fee, but that's an option worth checking out. And that's CGNAT. It closes clearnet, but it doesn't close your options for self-hosting. If you get stuck on something, docs.start9.com, community.start9.com, and the Matrix community support with StartBot are here to help. Your ISP doesn't get to decide how you can run a node. Sovereign networking is about having paths they can't close.